Welcome to episode 32 of Everything Sports with Aman. I'm your host, Aman Carney, and I talk about the hottest topics in sports over the course of the past week. And in today's episode, we've got a great one. So, first, we're going to talk about the NFL Super Wildcard Weekend, and the Antonio Brown saga will be mixed into that segment when I start talking about the Buccaneers Eagles wildcard matchup. And then Klay Thompson returning, that was always going to be a topic. Might talk about Kyrie Irving in that same segment too. But let's, before we get it started, as you can see on the graphic on screen, at least if you're watching on YouTube, you might see it on iTunes, Spotify, and Anchor, but especially on YouTube. Monday is highlighted on the graphic because I'm going to be posting every week, Mondays and Fridays. So you'll get two episodes of Everything Sports with Daman. One at the start of the week on Monday, and then one at the end of the week on Friday. And Evan Garber is going to be a co host on the podcast soon. So there's also that. So there's going to be plenty of sports content coming from us. But without further ado, let's get it started. NFL Super Wildcard Weekend. And it is going to be a great playoffs, mainly because there's no clear cut favorite, in my opinion, to win the Super Bowl like there was in previous years. Like there was the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Packers. But these same Chiefs, Buccaneers, Packers teams, they've all shown that they could be beaten. Like the Chiefs struggled early in the season. And even though they went on the massive win streak, I feel like teams could look at those games and try and counter the Chiefs and potentially get a massive upset. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't know if they could get that upset, mainly because of what's happening with Big Ben. The Steelers defense, especially TJ Watt. And on a side note, I think TJ Watt should win Defensive Player of the Year. And yes, I know Micah Parsons has been amazing. And yes, he is a rookie. I think he's a lock for Defensive Rookie of the Year for sure. But TJ Watt's tied Michael Strahan's sack record. And that is something. So whenever that happens, I feel like you have to get Defensive Player of the Year. And I feel like he even got robbed by Aaron Donald last season. Aaron Donald is a fantastic defensive tackle, defensive end, whatever it is. But he's fantastic. Everybody knows that. Like he's one of the best and one of the, if not the best, actually in the league. But TJ Watt deserved it last year. TJ Watt even missed a few games this year and still tied Michael Strahan's record. Imagine if he played all those games, may have gotten like 30 sacks, which is an insane number. So like almost 2 sacks. But like I said, every team could make it to the Super Bowl apart from maybe the Eagles and Steelers. And if the Eagles somehow beat the Buccaneers, that would mean the Niners wouldn't have to play the Packers. And that is actually foreshadowing one of my predictions. But the Raiders Bengals, uh, that's going to be a great matchup. Raiders Chargers, I don't know what Brandon Staley was doing. If that player that told Austin Eckler, if he did indeed tell Eckler that we were going for the tie, then that's just sad. Brandon Staley stopped the clock to get his best 11. That means he didn't put his faith in the player that was currently on the field that he was trying to sub out and actually warranted a timeout for. That made no sense because he got the 4 yard run and then a 10 yard run, I believe, after the timeout. If he didn't take the timeout, it's a mid 50-yard field goal. If they did indeed take the timeout at the end to kick a field goal, because the Raiders did have two timeouts. So if the Raiders had taken a timeout to either kick the field goal, it would have been a mid 50-yarder. But instead, it wasn't. And that costed the Chargers the game. I think the Raiders upset the Bengals, though. I definitely do. I have faith in Derek Carr. They have been clutch all season long, and I think it continues it. Patriots Bills divisional matchup we got going on right here. The second divisional matchup in the wild card, actually. I think the Bills beat the Patriots, but no matter what happens, I still think that Bill Belichick has proven he can win without Brady. 10-7, you got the wild card round, nearly divisional champions. The divisional champions missed out by a game. But Bills are another contender for the Super Bowl, but have struggled also. Same way, all these wild cards teams actually at one point in the season struggled. So that's why it's a wide open field to the Super Bowl. There's no like favorite. But Eagles, Buccaneers, I think Buccaneers do make it. And Antonio Brown, bro, you don't throw Brady and Gronk under the bus, especially Brady. He let you stay in his house when you first got to Tampa. I don't know if he did that throughout his time at Tampa though. But regardless of how long he let you stay in your house, his house, he the man has a family. He let you stay in his house when you got to Tampa. He brought you to the Patriots. Like he brought you to the Patriots, you ruined your chance. Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, he gave you a chance. Now you ruined your chance again. Like after the Steelers character issue, Raiders character issue. When he posted Mike Mayock and John Gruden's call on Twitter or social media. Then from the Raiders was the Patriots. Why did you leave? Character issue. Now Buccaneers character issue. Like if he needs help, I'm praying for him, but I don't think he gets signed on to another team unless, of course, Brady somehow switches teams. But 49ers Cowboys, Dak Prescott's been average. Regardless, though, I think the Niners do upset the Cowboys. I feel like they have the biggest chance to upset, in my opinion. So I'm picking the Niners here. So Steelers Chiefs. If you look at it on paper, it's gonna be a good game because it's a Pittsburgh Steelers, a Kansas City Chiefs, right? The Chiefs are gonna blow the Steelers out of the water. The Steelers shouldn't even be in this position. Brandon Staley, why did you call that time? Instead, you are out of the playoffs. The Steelers are playing the Chiefs. Chiefs are gonna win. This is gonna be the largest win margin for a team in the wild card round. And yes, if you go back to my last episode a couple months ago, I did say the Chiefs would miss the playoffs and the Lakers would be a playing team. I'm holding on. I feel like I'm gonna be perfectly right on my Lakers prediction, and I'll own up to my huge miscalculation, whatever misprediction it's called. But the Chiefs, because the Chiefs stepped it up. Cardinals Rams. I think the LA Rams beat the Cardinals. The Rams could not hold on to the 17-0 lead, and was special to see Debo Samuel because he's a wide receiver. He can obviously catch. He can run as a right. He's a receiver, running back, and not quarterback. What more can you need from a guy? He's like Shohei Ohtani, who plays like every position it seems, and leads the league at the second position. It's crazy. But the Rams are 0-6, and the Niners are 6-0 the past 3 seasons, including this season against the Rams. Like Sean McVay, I'm sure there's a way to counter that. I'm sure of it. Like I'm not being sarcastic. There has to be a way. Like you have Aaron Donald, you could not guard the rush. The Niners could not guard the pass, and then when it counted most, Niners guarded the pass. They won because of Abry Thomas' game-sealing interception. And then the Niners started passing too. Like, what more can you ask from the Niners? So if they carry that from the Rams game, they can definitely beat the Cowboys. But Rams are beating the Cardinals. The Packers, Titans deserve this bye that they're getting. But let's see, the lowest seed, the Niners will have their hands full with the Packers because the Packers play the lowest seed remaining. If the Eagles somehow, some way upset the Buccaneers, that's going to be insanely crazy. But 49ers, Packers, you never know if the 49ers could genuinely beat the Packers and Aaron Rodgers comes to the Niners. You never know. Like, they could swap Garoppolo, Rodgers, some picks. You never know. And then the Titans, low seed remaining. I feel like out of the one seeds, the Titans definitely have their hands more full than the Packers. And Titans have the chance to lose in the divisional round, even with the bye, even with King Henry coming back. I feel like they have the biggest chance out of the Packers and then out of the one seeds to actually get bounced in the first round. So my predictions are the LA Rams will beat the Cardinals, the Kansas City Chiefs will beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Dallas Cowboys will beat, no, the San Francisco 49ers will beat the Dallas Cowboys. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will beat the Eagles, the Buffalo Bills will beat the Patriots, the Bengals will beat the Raiders, and I will share a graphic on YouTube on the Friday episode this week of like a bracket so it's more cleaner. My bracket of like my full playoff predictions. This is just the wild card predictions. So stick around for Friday. But we're not done with the episode yet. We talked about Super Wild Card Weekend and Antonio Brown. Now, Klay Thompson returning and Kyrie Irving. I feel like Kyrie Irving returning and Klay Thompson returning, different for it's very different because they were both in completely different circumstances. Obviously, Kyrie Irving wasn't playing because he's unvaccinated, and now Klay Thompson has been out for the past 2.5 years because of a torn ACL and torn Achilles. Man, that's 941 days. Like 100 some, like in the high hundreds for games missed too. And Klay Thompson has been durable his all career. This doesn't mean he's going to be injury prone or anything like that, but obviously it was hard. It was extremely hard for Klay Thompson to handle those injuries because obviously you want to be back on the court. Like after that one Blazers game, he was just sitting on the bench for 30 minutes. Like Klay Thompson being introduced for the first time at Chase Center, that was special. Klay Thompson even posterized two Cavaliers players after having that Achilles injury in his first game back. It was so special. And then Kyrie Irving, he has to get vaccinated for honestly not even for the betterment of his team, for the betterment of his reputation, for America actually, for the just for the country. Like we need to get through this together. Whoever you're meeting on the streets, like even fans, you're unvaccinated. So why would fans want to meet you? Like you're risking your fans' life, your fans' health, your teammates' health, and uh, and now you're just I don't know, just get vaccinated because you're now a part-time player. You're a part-time player, which is honestly I didn't expect Kyrie to be like this, but it's gotten to that. And the crazy thing is that the Nets actually need him, though. The Nets brutally need him because now they're in 1.5 games behind the Chicago Bulls, and they got blown out of the water by the Warriors. And they're glaring holes for the Nets. Obviously, they have plenty of offense. I'm not saying Kyrie's gonna bring their defense. The Nets are 5-5 in their last 10 games too. Like they need Kyrie Irving, but Klay Thompson returning. Listen, it's great for the NBA. It is beautiful for the NBA that Klay Thompson is back playing basketball, and obviously their ratings are gonna go up and things like that. But you saw players tweet about him. The fans. Klay Thompson is fourth in All-Star voting amongst guards. He hasn't even played, or this was before he hasn't even played a game. So now with him playing games, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to get more votes and he's going to become an all-star. Yes, this will likely mean Devin Booker might actually be snubbed. And I don't know how Devin Booker keeps getting snubbed year after year because he is a superstar. He's not even a superstar in the making, like some people call him. In my opinion, he is a superstar. John Morant is obviously very deadly in the MVP conversation for sure. But Klay Thompson, that just shows you, like I said with Steph when he broke the record, he is Klay is the people's athlete. Everyone wants him to succeed, just like Steph. Like Steph, Klay, Draymond, and Iguodala, they complement each other so well, and their character is amazing. Like Draymond sat out the Cavs game with some calf tightness. Like you can see him walking gingerly, but for 7 seconds of the game, he was in just because he wanted to be on the court for Klay Thompson. Excuse me. Like talk about a teammate. And then the Cavs, they showed great sportsmanship, allowed Draymond to foul, recognizing what happened. But Klay Thompson catching a body on his first game, he still got the bounce. Obviously, 7 of 18. He forced a lot of shots up, but it's his first game back in 2.5 years, honestly. What did you expect? He missed the game so much, but he was obviously going to get up shots. Made three threes. He was 3 of 3 to start the third quarter, got 7 points off that. Like, that was crazy. Curry did cool off after his 4 for 5 start from 3. But it would have been amazing if Steph broke Klay's record in Klay's first game back. That would have been insanely special. But the Warriors honestly still have to pick it up, though, because not only Curry, the Warriors as a team have been slumping on offense pretty badly. Their defense is still top in the league, but their offense is bad right now. Like, I think they fell out of the top 10 in offensive efficiency or something like that, but they have to pick it up. They had like 26 three-pointer attempts in the first half itself. Maybe more than that, but it's crazy. You need to start shooting better, take better shots, like even if it is good looks, and I understand some players miss good looks. Even Steph, he misses good looks. But just gotta practice. The Warriors are even falling in free throws and they're committing a lot of turnovers. So that will come with time. But Klay Thompson being back, this will definitely give a boost to the Warriors. And as a Warriors fan, it's amazing to see him finally back, finally healthy. You can only vote for the guy. I don't know how anyone could hate Klay Thompson, honestly. Like he is a great athlete, great character, great person, great everything, honestly. Klay Thompson, special. We're so excited to have him back on Golden State. And how the rest of the league should watch out because the healthy Golden State Warriors are coming. And guess what? James Wiseman's not even back. Forgot to mention his name. Yes, James Wiseman had a decent rookie season. Yes, they drafted him over LaMelo Ball, but you have to understand if we drafted LaMelo Ball, Jordan Poole would not have flourished. If we drafted LaMelo Ball, the rotation would have been on. James Wiseman, he will develop into a star because that's what Warriors do with their young guys. Like Eric Paschall, who they traded to the Utah Jazz, he's a nice player. He's got insane hops. He's a really good, not a really good player. He's a decent player who's developing. James Wiseman, Draymond Green, like the Warriors have developed so many players over the years. Unlike teams that maybe just send the guys down to G League, and as a result, they don't get the contracts they want and don't get the recognition they want when they are actually pretty decent players. And that's what I think the NBA needs to work on with their late round players, because the team just send them to the G League and they really can't get any NBA recognition outside of the G League. I think teams definitely need to work on that. But, anyways, I'm just rattling off at this point. Klay Thompson, let's go. But the Warriors are the best team in the NBA and will be. And I feel like I'm not going to say it's a lock because I don't want to jinx it or get too cocky, but they're definitely going to be competing in June. I feel like that's very likely. But we'll see. The Suns and Jazz are still a very good team, and obviously the Bucks, the Nets, the Heat, and now Chicago. Chicago. I feel like it's gonna be a Chicago Miami Eastern Conference Finals. What do you guys think? That's what I think. But when the NBA playoffs come, I will do my predictions then. So for now, make sure to tune in this Friday for episode 33 of Everything Sports with Aman. Now that we are posting twice a week, so there's more content for you guys. Enjoy your weeks. See you this Friday for episode 33.